What is up with this music, by the way? I failed to mention, like, last time, what the heck is up with the music? It's so tranquil, and yet that hoo-ah, 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 hoo-ah is kind of ruining the tranquility, isn't it? I guess. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, last time, we got started on our... See, look at this! Listen to that! That is so weird! Anyway, last time, we got started on our little adventure through the forest temple. We got, you know, lots of small keys along the way. We got up here, where we defeated a whole bunch of Stalfos. And today, we are going to see what's inside this treasure chest. Ooh, what could it possibly be? We have the fairy bow. So now we finally can use arrows. Which, I kind of feel bad for the game because they actually foreshadowed this in the shops where, you know, you can buy arrows. So, yeah. About the fairy bow. This is basically the adult equivalent of the slingshot in that, well, you have 30 arrows, you aim with it, and you shoot arrows with it. Problem solved. Yeah, I know, right? You can shoot arrows with the bow and arrow. Can you believe it? Like, or with the bow. With the bow and... You can shoot arrows with the bow and arrow. Yay. I can English very good, but... Whatever. What we want to do here is that... You remember briefly that you saw these, like, paintings? I failed to mention them, but... Here's what you want to do. So... with our new weapon in tow... We can actually shoot these paintings. Right here. And you notice that one of the ghost in the painting looks awfully familiar. Well, that is because it is indeed one of the Poes that, you know, stole the flames from the torches. So, of course, we want to get it back. So, this right here, this invisible lady, is Joelle, one of the Poe sisters. So, aim for her whenever she appears. So, Joelle's attack pattern and pretty much all of the Poe sisters' attack patterns are going to be pretty simple to follow. Just simply shield yourself and then do it like this. Yeah, get that with that certain set pattern because, you know, after a little bit they will disappear. So, yeah. So, the Poe sisters right here aren't really that hard to fight. You just gotta, you know, figure out your timing just right and there you go. Problema solved. But anywho, we have small treasure chests. And you know what that means? It's a small key. Yes. Oh, and by the way, you'll need 2 small keys in order to proceed further on at this point. So where's the other small key, you may ask? Well, it's one that stumped me a lot as a kid. Trust me, it really did stump me a lot as a kid. So what you need to do is you actually need to backtrack all the way over here to the room with all the block pushing and stuff. So, over here, you'll need to push this I switch. And the corridor will straighten out. So now the corridors will be all normalized. And what's even better than that is the fact that, you know, there's actually a really colorful chest right here. And also, we can actually murder this guy. So wall masters will generally yield rupees, a lot of money. So yeah, that's pretty good. But one thing that I forgot to mention is that there was actually a treasure chest that we couldn't get because the corridor was all twisted. But now we can, and this is actually a particularly interesting chest within itself. Because this treasure chest contains the boss key. So with this boss key, we can go inside the room where the boss lurks. So yeah, we're gonna remember that for when we see it. Anyway, fall down the hole where we have these bubbles. We've been fighting a lot of bubbles at this point, so there's really no need to go over them. Just remember, you can use the hookshot method if you want to. Just remember that they will regenerate their flame after a little bit from, you know, jumping around, generating heat, however that works. Alright, so we go out here, and to the right, you clearly hear a Deku Baba. But more importantly than that is, well, this little part right here. So this gold skull teller we couldn't necessarily get, but now we can. Now that we're up here. So I told you to remember things for later. See what happens when if you're playing along with me? I don't know. Maybe you're watching me for only me. Who knows? Who knows what you're watching me for? What? Excuse me. Okay, now that I had my little episode for today, let's go over here to this room. So, the room locks. And we have this new enemy, the Floor Master. So when it splits up, destroy all the pieces before they reunite. So here's the one thing about the Floor Masters, actually. When they're glowing green like that, that means they're temporarily invincible. So, no need to... Ow. No need to, you know, do all that. No need to just hurt it like this. Quick tip. Use a quick spin attack if you want to finish all of the little Floor Master babies off, in a sense. They'll generally yield all sorts of, you know, magic. I mean, not that we really need it, of course. We haven't been using a lot of magic lately, so... Yeah. And actually, that's kind of the one thing. You really don't need, Ferrari's Wind for this particular dungeon, because you're going to be going... like, all over the place anyway, so... Yeah. Anyway, we've been through this sort of section before where we just all climbing. But there's actually something a little bit interesting that, you know, is up on the higher floors here. So I'll meet you guys over there whenever we get to it. Alright, so right here with all this rope right here, you'll notice an ice switch. Do that. And a treasure chest will appear. And what's in the treasure chest is... arrows. Why would they give like a 3 bundle of arrows? Like the bundle of 3 arrows actually yields the most net gain for arrows. Which, like, why would you even need that? You've only wasted like a few arrows at this point, just, you know, shooting the paintings with the Poe sisters and all that. So really there wasn't any need to do that, but I actually have another use for the arrows. Is you can actually snipe certain enemies right there. You can actually shoot enemies, and some will even be pushed back because of the arrow's speed. So that's cool. Anyway, you're gonna want to remember. Anyway, you're gonna want to shoot this thing back and get the twisted corridor back to normal, because that's the only way for you to do that. That's the only way for you to go onward. And yes, that small key that we just got, you know, with the room with the Floor Master. Don't know why, but as a kid, I always had trouble finding that one small key. I have no idea why, but yeah. There are several temples right here where I swear I barely find a small key at all. It was a grand old time for me because, you know, finding small keys was hard apparently. It was. It really was. Hey. I'm trying to shoot you, other Poe thingy. So, shoot you. I said shoot you. I said shoot you. I said shoot you. Thank you. You know, if this was the 3DS version... this playthrough is just suddenly turned into, you know, if I were to play the 3DS version, things would be a lot easier and things would be a lot prettier. I don't know what it is with me, but anyway... Right here, if you can show up, because I like to bio you. Thank you. Nice ass. This is Beth, another one of the Poe sisters, so really no different from, you know, Joelle, in that, you know, her attack pattern is still very, you know, pretty much the same as you come to expect at this point. Hey, I had that beat down pat, okay? I had that beat down pat. You honestly really think that you could just beat me? Die. Thank you. And I only just found out that it takes like, hey, I got arrows. It only takes like 5 hits instead of 6. I have no idea how, but it does. I could have sworn it's like 6 hits to beat you know, each of the Poe sisters, but it's not. Weird. Alrighty, so with this big treasure chest, it'll obviously be the compass. Not that you would need the compass at this point. We're pretty much on the second half of the dungeon as it is. You know, with half of the Poe sisters being taken down and all that. So, yeah. Anyway, I have no idea who designed this dungeon. But I think they should be fired. Because, well, not only is Navi once again warning us about shadowless monsters hanging from the ceiling, but there's also the fact that, by the way, you can avoid wall masters by climbing up ladders. I know, it's Xenoblade logic. And also, we have another new enemy. This is the green variation of the bubble. Use your sword whenever the flame vanishes, or you can just simply shoot him with an arrow and problem solved. Whoever designed these next few small keys should be fired because it's like one small key after another right here. I don't get it. Yeah, maybe this should be the thumbnail of the video, like this. I hate this. I don't know, but what I do know is, well, we have this sort of spinning room right here. It's probably the only time we're going to be in this room because there's nothing really else worth of while right here. So, you'll notice that we have a switch that is frozen. And we have arrows. We have a little bit of a torch in the middle. If you shoot your arrows into the flame, it'll cause the arrow to catch fire. So, technically, on the one hand, you can use this sort of method in order to, well, melt that thing and activate the switch. However, if you've gotten Din's Fire at this point, and I've actually tested this out and it actually works, use Din's Fire right here, and it'll actually work. So really, all you need to do is just sort of melt the ice. Yeah, that's basically all you need to do is just to do the ice. Do the ice. Yep, just do the ice. Anyway, the green bubbles will be back, so really no surprise there. And now that this room is all twisted in jazz, kind of funny how you can actually still enter the room right here. Or rather, the previous room. You can go down this hole. And now we got checkerboard floors, which means we're entering in the first ever Sonic level in any video game now. But there's actually a little bit of a thing right here in this room. Actually, now that I think about it, allow me to check a little bit of a thing. I know I've gotten, like, 1 gold skull, 2, 3? Because I swear to God I'm missing 1. No, I don't think I missed 1. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay in gold sculptures. I honestly think I'm alright. But anyway, that room was kind of pointless actually because, you know, it's just basically a lookout room and stuff. So this room right here is, well, the ceiling is falling down. And nothing really too special. It's just, well, if you happen to get crushed by the ceiling, it will cause you to go all the way back to, well, the beginning of this floor, which, you know, if you're fast like moi, then you can just simply speed by this room no problem. Just note that some of these will be safe. And right there we get another bundle of arrows, which again we don't really need. And just remember, you can technically see where you are. You can see where it's safe to be when the ceiling crashes. So, yeah. When you look up on the ceiling, at least. When you're not in that little sort of camera view, but whatever. Alright, so. Shadows on the ceiling. You look up, and you notice it's blocks. And there's another painting right there, and you know what that means. Finally, time for some variation. You thought this was just gonna be all, you know, shooting the arrows with the paintings, but it's not. Anyway, push it, Link. Push it real good, because you're going to be pushing blocks here in order to complete the picture of the next poster that we're going to be taking down here. So this one I'm pushing right now is just basically to Troya. It's Beth, but this one is the one with the green one. The one with the green one. Yay. The post sister that is green. It's a greeny green world, and I don't know. I love making no sense. That's kind of like my character. That's kind of like my personality. It's like I love to make no sense. The things I say make no sense. Like a whole lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is probably my favorite name of all time, Amy. I feel so ashamed because like Amy is like my favorite name. Like no joke, Amy is my favorite name, and I feel so bad for this guy. But nope, she's a ghost. I have to kill her. Boo. Yeah, see, get it? Boo, because there's a ghost. I don't know. I'm just being stupid. Anyway, same deal as, you know, last time with all the other post sisters and all that junk. Just basically keep it cornered onto a wall if you really are just that mean. And just, you know, kill her like that. And with that, we have defeated 3. So now there's only one more. One more to go, and we'll finally be able to get out of here. Jesus Christ. For once, we're gonna have a 3-part dungeon for once in our lives, because of course I like to end on a cliffhanger. I love being cliffhangery in these. I don't care. But either way, we actually made it back here to the temple entrance, and there's one left. Right there, the last one. We're gonna take it on right now because I'm feeling nice today. So, we have the final post sister, Meg. If she splits into multiple images, you need to figure out which one is the real one. Is this the real one? Yes. Telling which one is the real one is not really that hard to find out. All you really have to do is just watch their movements. The one spinning around is the real Meg, so you're gonna have to shoot her with that. For those of you who play Twilight Princess, this concept should be very familiar to you. That's because this entire dungeon would be brought back in sort of a little bit of a segment of the Arbiter's grounds in Twilight Princess, in that you would have to find all the flames to the torches in order to move on to the latter half of the dungeon, as it were. Or at least the other 2/3 of the dungeon, I would say. Except the pose in that were actually very creepy, were actually really creepier. Everything is creepier in Twilight Princess. And of course, because of the HD version that's coming out, they're going to be a lot creepier. Or rather, the same models, just detailed upwards. Or just scale upwards. But anyway, with that, we have done it. We have defeated all the post sisters and brought back light to this room. And with that being said, we are done with this video. Next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're going to take this thing to the lower levels, because that's the only floor that we haven't explored yet. And hopefully we're going to defeat the source of the evil in the Forest Temple. See you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.